Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business podcast.
So there's a saying in trading, I don't, you might have heard it, is that when your Uber driver starts giving you suggestion about stocks, you realize it's at all-time high.
100%.
But on the other hand, like I was in an investor group, and actually everybody was very pessimistic about the stock. And so this is like the fear to greed index, and it's somewhere above, it's still in the greed index here. But actually when it moves into this area, that's when it gets very dangerous. So for now, I think it's okay. And also from the common indicator which I have, which is like the overall market movement. This is what I usually use to identify if the risk is high or not high. Is what it's telling me is that actually the market is in the uptrend.
Obviously doesn't say where the money's coming from though. Whether is it speculative? Is it what's driving it? Is it speculation from Robinhood, or is this actually, some real brokers? Is it Wall Street, or is it just?
No, I think it's Wall Street. So I mean, like I have been having this discussion with like a couple of investor groups, and that everybody's saying that it's like, no, this is unreal. The market is unreal, and I do agree from some perspective the market is unreal, but also think this other point that Fed has put almost like $4 to $5 trillion in the market. And so here this is the index which I use, is that it tells me the market, this is the triggering date. So this is a triggering date. This was a triggering date of market going to fall down. And it has to have two consecutive ones. So like this was an upside signal. This was like a downside signal. This was an upside downside signal on that. An upside signal. So like, look at that. That's the upside signal of market going up. So what I really mean to say is that, the market, Fed has really pumped in $4 to $6 trillion already. And now, like 3 weeks ago, they announced that they're going to get into secondary market and start buying corporate bonds. And the whole purpose of corporate bond is for these companies to not file bankruptcy, so that they're like cash, they have cash to keep doing their business. And I think Fed is trying to do as much as they can to keep the market not crash. And I think if people are going to bet against that, then they're actually it's stupid in my view, is because if Fed is doing enough to bring the market up, there is actually absolutely no reason for market to go down.
Don't fight the Fed. You don't have more money.
Don't fight the Fed. Yes, they don't have to fight the Fed. The second thing is that I talk to a lot of unemployed people, and they're actually getting more money than what they used to do when actually they were working. So even the unemployment is, from an unemployment and from an expending perspective also, these people are spending money. They're not holding off. They're paying the rents and everything on time. The biggest issue, which I think it is there are a couple of issues. One is the commercial real estate. That is going to get fucked pretty bad. Like, because now people, like I know a couple of business, they're just giving up their offices. They don't need an office anymore. They're like, I have all these tech companies, everybody's now becoming full-time working from home, like 80% or 75%. And that's not going to change for another 2-3 years. Even if the pandemic ends by the end of this year, people are not going to go like, let's just go to office. People will go to office, but most of them will be like, I just want to go 2 days to the office. That's it. And that just reduces all these offices are going to become like a, travel office kind of thing. They'll just like, come, tell us when you're coming, book your room and just go there. So I think this commercial real estate is going to be a huge risk. The second one is just the US-China relationship. I'm not sure what is going to happen with this election. Like, in the election, as the election is happening, I mean, Trump, in my view, is going to use some tools. Like he has to fight back with China. That's one of the tools. In order to do that, he'll probably say that, I'm going to be off with all the deals. Because he already said he doesn't want a second deal. He's already complained about the Chinese virus, and the way he says it's a China virus. So I think the way usually what I've seen the current administration doing is they start with something small, they keep building, and then they boom that. So my guess is like at the end of August, or even end of July, after like this earnings, I think there might be a fall down after that. So, and that's probably the second risk. And I think those two. I had one more risk I was thinking about. I think those two are the major risks. I mean, unless like mass people start dying and that thing happens, that's probably the can cause the thing. But other than that, I mean, I don't see like any risk at this point. I mean, I think at least as of today, I feel that Fed is doing what they can. Don't fight the Fed. Just let the market rally as it's supposed to rally. I mean, some of them stocks are really concerning, though. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that it's not concerning. Like Apple is at 400. I mean,
Tesla's about to hit 2,000, I think.
Say that again.
Tesla's about to hit 2,000.
Yeah, Tesla is at 2,000. Apple is like if you think like from last August, it has doubled from last August, like August 2019. In a year, the market cap raised by $1 trillion. I mean, what did Apple do in the last 1 year or going to do? Yeah, Nothing. And that's the concerning part of that is that, and like Warren Buffett's 43% of his portfolio is Apple, and that's the only thing I can think of here. For 90 billion, 43% of the Berkshire's entire is Apple.
Wow, that's crazy shit.
So
I didn't even know that.
So there is something happening, and people are investing in tech right now, and mostly because people are investing in tech right now because that's the safest bet at this point. With pandemic, none of the like retail is not doing good. I mean, retail other than Amazon and Walmart and Target, but other than that, none of the other stores are doing good. The safest bet is tech, because technology, they're still selling software. There's probably more need of software now than ever. So
I'm guessing I'm going to throw out a prediction that Amazon buys WeWork for the same reason you said, to have that kind of travel
based.
Yeah, where you don't have a fixed desk. It's just random desks and group meetings and stuff like that for people all over the world. I definitely think that's where the way it's going to go. But also it's going to crash the real estate investment trust. All those REITs, whether it's commercial or residential, they're all going to get hammered. They're going to have to. I just think residential is going to drop along with commercial.
Yeah, residentials might drop also once the unemployment rate starts going up. Then probably it's going to be that. But I think that's where I think Trump administration, they have like a couple of tools, which is like they're going to fight China and say we're going to bring all our dependency on China is manufacturing, and we're going to bring manufacturing in because of all the damages which has caused. We'll create more jobs on that. That's the pitch that's going to happen and I think they're not just fighting right yet. I think there is going to be a huge fight sooner than later, in my view. That is going to be, I think, probably a month. I think we still have a month of this market going in the upside, or maybe 2 months before that becomes more serious. But I think they're waiting for something, and I don't understand what is that they're waiting for. I think the world, in my view, is going to move away from globalization to deglobalization, which is like bringing, like even India and China has having some relationship conflict. So there is there is some tension all over the world as a result of this COVID. And I think once things start settling up, I think people will start fighting for their job situation in every country.
Yeah. Get super competitive.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.
Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.